Krystal, what are you taking a look at?
Well, guys, there is a new anti-woke hit topping the charts, literally, actually, including a video wherein the artist peruses the aisles at Target in search for any item that might be construed as LGBTQ friendly. Take a look.
Target, yeah, they targeting. Target, yeah, they target kids. Target, yeah, they targeting. Target.
Anyway, you get the point there. This comes amid, of course, a rash of conservative freakout over various corporate pride gestures. All started with the campaign against Bud Light for their use of a trans influencer, but now clout chasers are looking for all manner of meaningless corporate pro-gay virtue signaling to freak out about. One movement is focused on the fact that Chick-fil-A, a notably conservative corporation, has a diversity officer. Someone dug up an old Ford Raptor ad from like 2 years ago in an attempt to spark a Ford boycott. Target, of course, been taking huge incoming over a store pride display. Let's be clear, these companies have no ideology outside of making money, no agenda other than selling like more trucks and more chicken sandwiches. But some segment of conservative media figures and their followers have thoroughly lost their minds on wokeism in general and on gay rights in particular. For example, as Emily and I covered yesterday, Ted Cruz was trashed by Republicans, including former Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis, for daring to signal opposition to a Uganda law that would literally imprison all gay people for life. What is wrong with you people? Let me just insert a little bit of political reality into this discussion. Here in 2023 America, gay rights are actually really popular, and it's by a lot. Support for gay marriage has now reached a record-breaking 71%. In fact, acceptance of gay marriage is so widespread, even a majority of Republicans support gay marriage now. And I haven't specifically seen polling on life in prison for all gays, but I'm gonna go ahead out on a limb and guess it's pretty unpopular. Now, support for trans people has also risen dramatically in recent years. 66% of Americans support allowing trans men and women to serve openly in the military. Large majorities support laws that will protect trans people from discrimination. Independents, on balance, tell pollsters they see trans people as a net societal good. Corporate America has embraced generic displays of LGBTQ support because it's popular, and thus they think it's going to help them make money. Now, the right does have majority support on a few issues. They're with the majority on questions about trans girls competing with cis girls in sports, and on a general level of discomfort around kids transitioning. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the phase of the movement one might call wild overreach. It's easy to forget that in the ancient times of 2020, Trump was actually selling pride hats with a rainbow-colored MAGA logo to honor his LGBTQ supporters. But between now and then, a politically strategic pushback on wokeness and a narrow focus on the nexus of trans issues and kids, it has morphed wildly into an all-out assault on anything with a rainbow that might smack of tolerance. This looks like a mirror image reaction to what people like Ron DeSantis call the woke mind virus. Liberals, they were on solid footing when they were fighting for civil rights and colorblindness, broadly shared values across the society. But when the push for tolerance slid into authoritarian demands for equity, complete with word policing, censorship, and enforced groupthink, it was disastrous for Democrats, and it was actually a key component of the appeal of Trump. Republicans have now quickly slid from a critique of woke overreach into their own spiral of extremism and insanity, driven by their most rabid and most online base. It's an anti-woke mind virus. This has resulted in book bans, forced speech laws, and state-mandated ideologies in school curriculum, and has resulted in the current vogue in Republican circles of dredging up any and all pride-related virtue signaling for boycotts and pearl-clutching meltdowns, having panic attacks over all nods towards any sort of diversity. It's also pretty clear at this point that even the original, more narrow focus on kids, athletes, and schools, it wasn't a particular political winner for Republicans. After some promising results in Virginia, Republican candidates across the country leaned into trans panic in races from coast to coast. Groups sprung up to back school board candidates explicitly running ideological campaigns against so-called gender ideology and critical race theory. It didn't actually work out that well. Republicans, of course, wildly underperformed in the midterms, and many of the right-wing crusading school board members ultimately lost. Now, I would chalk this up to two primary factors. First and foremost, just wasn't a top issue for a lot of voters. Not a lot of folks heading to the polls to notch their opinion on the one trans kid playing high school sports in their state. And two, the overturning of Roe versus Wade handed Democrats the most potent issue electorally that they have had in a very long time. And the abortion dynamic, it's actually instructive. Americans have very complex, conflicting feelings on the issue, just as they do on trans issues. With the Dobbs decision, all of the ground Republicans are fighting on now is extreme ground. Things like 6-week bans and national abortion bans. whichever party plays most aggressively to their extremists on cultural issues, that party is likely to lose. And with plenty of Republicans eagerly lining up behind the most deranged anti-gay, anti-trans parts of their base, they've taken what was an okay issue for them and turned it into a very clear liability. In 2022, Republicans, they seemingly had everything going for them. Inflation was high, the president was really unpopular, overwhelming majority said the country was on the wrong track. And yet, the red wave never materialized. And there was really one overwhelming reason why. In cities, suburbs, and small towns alike, voters were repulsed by the GOP's ideological extremism on abortion and on Stop the Steal. Now you can add another issue where Republicans are increasingly aligning themselves with an extreme anti-gay panic that is less popular than defund the police. Long story short, this whole thing you guys are doing here, probably not going to help you if you actually want to beat Joe Biden. And Sagar, I wonder what you think of all of this. There's been this whole
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now. And Sagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us. And if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.